Welcome.
Welcome back. Uh, Thanks for joining us once more. Here on Weird Games with Papa Weird
Weirdling.
and the Weirdling. All right. Oh, and our friends. Where's our friends? Gus and
Bill.
1,
and Ben.
2, and Bob. Bill,
Bob.
Ben, and Bob. The Barbarian Men. All right. Are you feeling
There's going
threatened
to be
yet?
2 more.
Are you feeling threatened yet? Huh? All right. Very good. Okay, come over here. Bring Gus over here. Okay. Yeah, there's going to be a couple more, but they're going to get different models, and I have to make up the models yet. So I haven't done that. I've been busy doing stuff.
You are yet to make the model.
Sure. Oh, we should do the changelog first, right? Let's get in and have a look at what I've actually drawn up. Where were we? 130. Oh, that's right. Over here, past here, the sheriff with the gun aloft. All right. On here we are, the doctor. I think.
What did we do?
I think the most important part of there was we had this one first, okay? So we had the
forge.
The blacksmith, yeah, with their forge, right? With see that? Yeah, it comes in, right? The lava way digs in there naturally, so they've put the forge over the top of that, and southern of that, beneath that, is the stables here, which has a sleeping area from the half orc stable master. Sorry?
I don't have coconuts.
Oh, you want to make, okay, yeah, sure. But these things are probably going to be either going to be the Aurochs, which is probably going to sound a little bit more meaty with their clip clops. Yeah, or some other beasts of the burden that they can turn into mounts, right? Giant spiders, perhaps. Different things they might want to ride in on. Wyverns and things. We don't really have some way they could fit a wyvern. A wyvern could probably fit inside one of these stalls, but I don't think they would like it or be comfortable, to be honest.
No. There's like outside. Let's just say outside. There's one of the pterodactyl domes.
Okay.
Where they keep the wyverns.
You want to put in there after the fact somewhere over here? Well, maybe
pterodactyl dome.
A pterodactyl dome, an aviary. You call those actually, all right?
I call them pterodactyl domes.
You call them pterodactyl domes, all right? Okay.
Because Jurassic Park.
Okay, is that what they're called? Is that the technical term in Jurassic Park?
I'm not sure.
All right, okay. We'll have to go back to that. All right. This is the sheriff's. The jails, okay, right? So this is where the sheriff, the actual one Ugoloth that is in here, the Nikoloth, out in the open. I don't know if we give him a star. Maybe he gets a star, right? We get any pencils? I could get a pencil. All right, so yeah, he's the sheriff. He's watching everybody. He's not going to necessarily pull up the party or try and outright harass them, but we'll entirely interrogate them and antagonize them and possibly push them to break some law or some made-up sort of on-the-spot arbitrary civil issue, right?
He has 1 stars out of 3.5.
All right, so this is where the sheriff's going to be. That looks more like a pentagram. They're the same thing, right? Maybe they're the direction. Anyway, and so he's got a gun aloft, yeah. I did see some of those gun aloft, the actual other battle lofts. They do have like eyes and mouth features, but they're parts of the blades and the things. So maybe you wouldn't want to give it an eye, but it's certainly got like mouth features where like the trigger probably would be, as it sort of like can talk and communicate out of, right? Anyway, move past that.
Its tongue is like the trigger, so like it's talking to you and then it goes.
Don't accidentally shoot somebody with it.
It moves its tongue a certain way and just goes. Boom.
Accidentally pulls the trigger of its own gun phase. And that's good luck. Okay, I'm not gonna say it couldn't happen. All right, but that's a crazy
every
situation.
Every time it talks, it has to roll a d20 talking check.
Sure.
And if it rolls anything below a 5, it accidentally shoots whatever it was talking to.
Sure, great. That can't go wrong ever. Okay. Okay, so the doctor, the cleric, we're working out why he was here and the whole thing. Like, I actually went into it. Like, I sort of, like, was having a look. apparently within the thing, okay, so you talk about the planescapes and the multi-dimensions, okay, and where they pull from is that even the mono religions of our own our own world,
Universe.
yeah, like Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, right, they kind of exist in the multiverse, right, and a lot of like the North and the Greek pantheons exist and can get pulled from, and that's where you get like and then you get all the stuff from the magic world, right? So that's where you get Theros and all that sort of thing, right? Anyway, so this one that we're pulling from is this guy, Math Mathenwi, all right? This name, Math Mathenwi. And this is an actual Celtic deity, but in the Forgotten Realms world, okay, the lore of this guy is he's a neutral evil god of magic, okay? And he actually had like a domain here on this realm where these guys are
In the lore.
in the lore, for real, like he was here at a time. So the story of having this cleric here is that like not all clerics are like healers. It's just that what most people attribute to clerics is you know beneficial and
The
good
healer
gods.
archetype.
They want the healers to go out and heal the world and do good things, but clerics can equally represent any of the other gods in any number of ways, right? You have evil clerics and neutral clerics and stuff, clerics that are just out there for war, propagating war and want to go to war, right? So this one's an Arcana cleric, okay, from the Sword Coast book. All right, so this one, the idea is that was trying to get in contact with this deity and trying to find the power and stumbled onto a knowledge in a way that should have led them into this Mathenwi's own domain. And for whatever reason, they've ended up here adjacent to that, very close, but they're under the hold of the Arcana Loft, the one that's actually holding this place. And who's the banker, right? The banker is actually over here hiding the entire time. Okay.
Was it the Dragonborn?
So yeah, the Dragonborn, yeah, is actually in disguise, the same as a doppelganger. So if someone was to walk in here and they actually had access to True Sight or something like this, they're going to see a whole nightmarescape of difference compared to what the other.
They're going to see nightmares.
Like a Dragonborn or and a couple of other like minor races, maybe another elf drow or some gnome or something working here, right? No, there's actually 3 doppelgangers and Arcana Loft in here, right?
So they're just gonna see nightmares.
Yeah, it's not going to be good. At that point, that's when the party really should worry. And if that person blows it, like if the Arcana Loft, because they're really intelligent, picks up that they're, have been found out and that they're being compromised, then they're immediately getting arrested and captured, right, and put in the keep. Okay, so all right.
And then the DM has to make a jailbreak simulator.
Right, and the juice of the day is actually first time on the channel. Mind yourself. It's getting cold here, and I need to be warm. He says the alcoholic. All right.
Alcoholic.
Yeah. Remember that guy?
The one that spilt wine on
the one that spilled red wine all over the page. He's back. Look, droplets already. Okay.
Oh, alcoholic.
Oh my gosh, the alcoholic returns. I'm gonna make a drawing around that. Okay, let's not do that again. Let's drink around the book like mature, clean adults. All right, and let's move on. So we've got everything. We've got the cleric. Okay, so what are we doing before we leave the town? We've got. Thank you very much. We've got one more house to install.
House.
Which sits here. Okay, this is the actual providence of the mayor, and the mayor is someone who's been chosen from the township, one of the workers. And they've shown their allegiance and compliance to the Arcana Loft and also to the
sheriff.
No, not the sheriff. The big guy, right? What are they called? Gehenna Lofts, right? Yeah,
you want to look?
You can, right? So the Gehenna Loft, you pull it over. They're the guys with one little hand and one big arm, right? They're the ones that write contracts in the morning and like beat downs in the evening. Okay, so. This guy here, the mayor, has actually sworn their allegiance to him. And the previous mayor, when all of the party comes in, they see the town, is a ceremony of like the ex-mayor being told, "Oh, you turned on us, and right, you should have listened the whole time." And it's like the whole display of power, and it's like, now it's not only that you get kicked out of the house. out of your house and all your your control and stuff. But to make a point of you, we're gonna put you in the dipping cage, and we're gonna let kick out your wife and your kid, and they're gonna run on the street and stuff. So we'll probably see the son of the ex-mayor. They're still around. But the wife of the ex-mayor, I'm not sure about. We might get to that later.
Isn't there also a Yagnoloth for the sheriff?
No. They're a Nikoloth, all right? Is the Nikoloth in that one? You'll have a look. They're the ones that actually have the big wings.
Oh yeah,
right? yeah. So they're the big guys.
In the
Yeah. So there's several. There's several of those. On the first day when they come in here, the dipping ceremony, they're going to see the Yagnoloth. They're going to see a couple of Canoloths, which are those big creatures, right, with the face full of teeth that like big dogs, right? They're just all about sleeping and eating your face off.
The living Sarlacc pit.
Sure, yeah.
The Sarlacc pit on legs.
And several like the Battleloths that are in attendance. So they look like various sharp-faced individuals, and the long-nosed one that turns into the Gunnoloth, right?
Why the long face?
Why the long face as he walked into the saloon? And at that point, the Gunnoloth laughs, and then his accidental trigger kicks in, and then the saloon, what are they called? Yeah, the bartender gets shot in the face, right? That's how that joke went, all right? So it writes itself.
Anyways.
The mayor's house. So what we've got here, I've sort of like made enough room for it in the terrain that I already had planned up before we leave the town. Okay, because what happens is the river inlet runs through the center, right? But you have the mountain range around it where they got that flat land. It sort of is starting to taper off at this point. You can see it tapering back in. And
starting to fizzle away.
Not really. It's just turning into another skinny corridor, another pathway down the other side of the mountain. This is one of the very rare places where it's flat land, but at the same time it's got a giant lava flow through it. All right. So the mayor's house is going to be shaped much like I've sort of like wanted to point out here on this other page. It's going to have one longer rectangle with a smaller rectangle for like servants area. There might be one servant in here or something, right? Servants' quarters that work for these people. They're like essentially a slave of some kind, which we might want to roll up. Okay, out of the player's handbook. Oh, have a look.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. We'll find a servant. And we're also going to have the master of the house, which is the mayor.
We already have a dwarf.
Yeah, but here they can be a Duriga. We already got the Duriga, which is the thing. We could have a dwarf, because here the slaves are going to be the regular race.
7.
Right? They're going to be the regular ones taken off the prime material plane where the normal mortals live, right? So we have a 2, 4, 6, 7, a half elf. Oh yeah, sure, because they've been treated so well so far. All right,
they've been treated very well so far.
So that's their servants' quarters out the back, and then so there's one main house. Okay, so we've got the main house here with several areas. They'll have they're going to have a eating area, right? So they're going to have sort of a banqueting area, and they're going to have maybe possibly a ballroom of some variety. I'll have to check the proportions. They'll have a parlor is what I'm thinking of anyway, which if it's not ballroom size, at least has some form of instrument in there, right? They're definitely going to have stairways up to the next level, all right? So we're going to have a second story on this house, obviously, okay? And we will also need several things like a kitchen space, so they'll have to have a lot of kitchen off of here. Right?
Oh yeah, kitchen.
Okay, kitchen. So then upstairs they will probably have like some kind of study.
Sleeping quarters.
Well, they have to have they'll have study, and they'll have probably 3 rooms up top. Right, so you'll have like the long hall, and you'll have
why the long hall?
Why the long hall? All right, here we are. Tea break, red juice tea break.
More fermented, stomped on grape juice.
None for you. You only get the water, son. Right? You don't get any of that until you're 45, like me. Okay? Hey, I'm not even 45 yet, am I? No, not really. Almost.
46.
I am not. Age is going up. You're going to come down. All right. So we got a half elf serf slaven. We're going to need the master. The mayor is going to be roll the dice again. All the barbarians can watch the bag here.
Dice would it? Which book would it be from?
Oh, they can keep coming from here. These well, we can actually take it possibly from the multiverse one.
Yay!
But we are looking for a race that is going to be more towards the evil, obviously, over something that is more good aligned. Right? So roll. How many have we got here? Geez, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 35. So like 65s. Do we have that? 66. Just roll 66. And we really can't get anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. All right, that's all right. We don't want any ASMRs anyway. We don't want an ASMR.
What's an ASMR?
They're god people. They're like angel people, like the tieflings are devil people.
So
right?
What was this roll?
I don't know. That's it. It's good averages, right? That's an average roll because you've got some lows in there. What do you got? 18, 19, 21,
22.
21 and 4 is 25.
No, it would be.
Is it?
It would be 12, 20, 22, 25. Yeah.
I was right. Orc, a full orc, right?
Full orc.
A full orc, all right. That makes sense. Okay, you must be friends with the half orc dude, all right?
From
him and the blacksmith,
Warhammer.
wasn't it? Must have gone on. Was it the blacksmith who made the half orc?
No,
the stable master. All right, sure. Blacksmith was a jerker. All right. So, his lady wife is going to be an orc, and they're going to have one plump little son orc. All right, who's spoiled? Plump little son orc. I just decided that right now because
with the little rich boy.
He's got rich boy. He's got the rich boy lollipop. All right, which happens to. I'm not sure what the equivalent of a rich boy lollipop is for an orc.
It's
but it
the
could
rich
possibly
boy
be
little
somebody's leg, right?
No, it's the rich boy little mace on a stick.
Yeah, but that you can't. I'm talking. You know, okay.
Coated in
I don't know. Maybe look. Maybe he has his own special little weapon or something that he likes to go around threatening people with, right? Or you watch out, or you'll get the end of Basher. All right, Basher here. Oh, Basher will put you right because Daddy said I could teach you. I don't know. All right. That's how I'd play it. I've seen kids like that. I worked for a guy who had a kid, the 3-year-old, and the 3-year-old, the way he used to talk to me was unbelievable. Seriously, because my daddy employed you. You work for him. It's like, oh yeah, all right, okay, kid. And you can never say anything wrong about this kid, right?
Otherwise, boss would.
Otherwise, you get sacked. Anyway, so it's kind of a bit like that. So we got the family here who are the new mayors of the town after being promoted. They've got a house that I will sort out the setting of as we sort of put it into that space with some rooms up above, including a study and probably some other like
and bed.
What is that room that people have? Like the smoking lounge, right? It's like come in and we'll sip brandy and like talk high talk, right? So they probably got a parlor. That's what they've got.
Smoke room.
Sure.
They already have a parlor.
They got well, that's downstairs. Oh, okay, sure. There is something that could be said for having well, they got a study. You're right. Maybe they don't need an extra room up here. Maybe they just have the 3 bedrooms. I'll have a think about it. See what space we got to play with.
And then there should be like a balcony
I'm not
overlooking. There should be a balcony overlooking the hill.
You can't make me commit to nothing, officer. All right, you can't make me. All right, okay.
Oh, yes, I can.
Let's have a look. Oh, the farm and the wall. Okay. You know what we're doing?
Yeah. There was like the wall.
Okay.
Had a crack in it, and then
they come out of the town, right? The town comes together, and then they sort of so that's the town up here.
They're back onto the.
And they're off on the crack on the side of the mountain, right? You know, maybe have the mountain on the other side now, so it's a change of scenery that they're coming down the other side of a different crack in the mountain.
If you roll anything below a 16,
Sure.
you have to start a new character.
Sure, pretty much, right? Fall pests, all right? Fall
Luck.
pests all everywhere. Like, and this is the thing. This crack in the wall here, this farm in the wall, is not just the only one. This is just sort of like a representation of how these guys are doing it. If you wanted to say liberate the farmlands and take over the town, and you've already killed the Arcana Loth and the Nika Loth, and right, you now want to liberate all the people, and you've got the help of the doctor, and you're gonna whatever, right? You might want to go from town to town to town, and you might want to then decide that you got 8 of them or 10 of them that you have to go through, convincing people to be on your side and take up arms and whatever, right? Okay. So this is just one of those, and so we've got the crack in the wall here, and it leads off to like an underground cavern, all right, large cavern.
Okay.
And in that cavern space, they're going to have like, let me see, not stalls. What's the word I'm looking for? Fenced
Areas.
allotments, right? Fenced allotments where they're going to have pens. They're going to have pens. There's the word I'm looking for.
Pets.
Okay, sure. And this is where they're going to be keeping those corrupted. All right, they're corrupted or fell. All right, there's another word. Depends which one you prefer. All right, corrupted or fell. Rune. Are they rune branded?
Rune branded.
Rune branded aurochs. All right, so this is where they're coming in. All right, so they could probably take these and use these for mounts. You know, liberate enough farmlands. Maybe they don't care about the farmlands at this point. They now have gone away home. They're in another dimension. They've been shunted here. They're just surviving. Who knows what a party of desperate adventurers is going to do in this situation? All right.
Yeah.
But what they're doing is they're growing underneath here. They have access to some.
What's their food source?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. They have access to some muddy, some of that water. Remember the well,
Yeah.
all right? So there is some muddy water here, all right? And they actually grow reeds, okay? So there's reeds in the water that serves as a sort of vegetation that they feed to these beasts, all right? So
to these bovine.
Yeah, sure, but they're omnivores. They can also eat meat. So the biggest threat out there is like,
Oh, if you don't listen to the rules, we gonna feed you to the aurochs.
Yeah, there you go. See, so you've heard the folk stories before. Feed them to the pigs, right? So behave, we get fed to the aurochs, right? Because it makes them extra big and strong. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So it's either the dippin' or the aurochs. I mean, take your choice. I mean, how would you rather go? Dipped in lava or aurochs?
I feel like the dipped in lava would be quicker.
I think it would be a lot quicker.
I mean, it'll hurt for the first few seconds, but then
it's just like when you're getting your toes wet in the water and it's really cold. But once you're in, it's lovely, right?
Yeah.
Totally not like that. Okay, so we got muddy water and reeds, and we're gonna have some kind of hovel, right? Okay, hovel. Now, outside of these,
like from
not hovel, like a hut, right?
Hut.
Some kind of not really great place to live in. It's really just serviceable. There's like a cooking spot and a sleeping spot and a place to eating spot, right? So like a little
place
table.
to eating spot.
Yeah, they got a little table and a couple of chairs and a place to like cook a little hot pot over for their meat, where they sprinkle on their powdered drugs that make it taste good. And
the tasty.
And this is what they do. They run their aurochs and they harvest the
good old tasty.
The reeds out of the muddy water, and then that's their life. Okay. Now, what we do have though is, what I will put in is that there's guards, and the guards aren't necessarily these guards don't necessarily live with them. Obviously, they stay in the keep, but what they do is they patrol up and down these these ridgeways along the side of the mountain and into these little farm in the walls.
How would they stay on, or do they have to do a check each time?
Like what, to encounter them? Like when to meet them?
No, for the full test.
The guards,
yeah,
they're used to it. They're auto passes. Yeah, this is their environment. They live here and bred here. Like this is this isn't an issue for them. They're a natural inhabitant. Nearly all of the natural inhabitants that aren't mortal within this realm are auto passes for that kind of stuff, right? They just get around.
Whoa, that's cool.
Yeah. They're not hindered by their own. And if they also need to teleport over to the material plane, if they got ways out, or they want to go cross over to one of the central planes or the astral plane, and they have ways to do that, they can on their own free will and cognizance within their own hierarchy and power, right? Whatever their own laws are, they can do it. But the party, unless they are explicitly an evil person, can't just slip out of this realm, right? You have to have the approval of the domain, whoever is in control of each of the domains within the plane that they're on. Okay, each plane has multiple domains. They can't just slip out unless they are fully evil. I'm already a chaotic evil character. Look at all the stuff we've been through. I'm a wizard and I now have planar shifting or something like that, and I want to get out. Well, all right, I can't stop you at that point. That's not what this plane does.
Everybody be evil wizards.
Shit, everybody be evil wizard. You want to go home? Everybody has to convert to evil wizardry. Alright?
And be like level.
Okay. So these guards that they have here, this is where we got one of the post-its over here. Alright? So we got our rune branded aurochs. We have included those in. Okay. This is the farm and the wall. Now at the farm here, we actually have canaloths are going to be used, okay?
Where are they?
All right. The canaloth. I think they might be in this one, but they could also be or they're in this one on Ugoloth. Ugoloth is 311. Very quickly. That's 211. 311. All right.
Oh, there you
go. Oh, you got the canaloths over there?
Yep.
All right. So yeah, these are the Nikoloths we're talking about before. One of those is one of the sheriffs, all right, that has a Gunaloth attached to them, all right, the one with wings. All right, the Canaloths. All right, okay. Now, can you also find
with legs?
Can you also find I think it is in there. There should be. Is it oh no, it's this one. Okay. This one we have Mesoloths. These are these ones, okay? So the guards that we have are these CR5 Mesoloths, okay? Okay. Stay with me.
But these Canaloth things are CR8.
Yeah, we're going to have some of those later on, okay? So these are for bigger fights. So occasionally you're going to have Mesoloths, and they're going to be accompanied by either Canaloths.
I mean, they don't need to make the save. They just...
So that's quite a tough fight. If you have 4 of your... These are, at this point,
level
they
9s?
are now level 10. Because the idea is here, in the explanation of why that they go to level 10, all right? So they clear the city. They're outside the city now, okay? This point here, where is it? Here. Once they clear the city and exit the mayor's house, they have survived not tipping off the Arcanaloth, that is the banker, the head boss in disguise, and haven't started, so they haven't been arrested and killed or whatever else, right? They've gotten past the sheriff. They've gotten past the doctor. They've walked through this entirely evil city. This Wild West town, right? And they have not set it off. So if they've managed to do that, then this isn't a DPS check. This isn't a tank check or a combat check on your levels or whatever.
Don't be a paladin.
Yeah, this is entirely a roleplay check to walk out the other side of this town, gather all the knowledge or information of what's going on unscathed, and then be able to go and realize, like, either take out everything in here and liberate it, or make enough secret connections and role play their way through without tipping anybody off, like I said, and getting help. But they have to make it to the other side, and if they can do that, yeah, they're level 10. Because from here on out is nothing but likely combat scenarios. Everything is going to be a combat scenario from here on out, and all set to the like CR10s and above. All right, okay. So this is why putting them with a CR 9 Canaloth and a CR5 Mesoloth isn't too much of a deal. Okay, but Other than you might need that. Other than the canalots, they are also possibly going to be accompanied by durgalots. Now, are they in this one or that one? Let's have a look.
They're
DHER, durgalots. I think they might be in that one. All right. Okay. Yeah. Did you find it? Is it in that one?
let me
Okay.
94.
94. All right, it's in that book. All right, stay with us a second here, and we'll have a look at what they could have this company with.
Nope.
So we're going to get Mesolos for sure. They might have one big canalot with them. It's going to be a real hard fight if they get caught out with that fella. All right, they can't convince the Mesolos why they should be there, which I'm throwing Gus away.
No!
All right, don't do that. All right. Or, more likely, they're going to have these other insect ones. So Mesolos are going to have either canalots for hard fights, or they're going to have these durgalots. All right.
They're still CR7.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Still a tougher fight, but this is where these guys are going to patrol the actual side of the mountains here, and
So do
probably
these
be
things
investigating in the maybe they're in one of the farms when you go in there, and it's like you're in the middle of a conversation, and these guys are doing a patrol, and it's like quick, hide from the lots. The lots are coming. Oh, you can't be seen here. It's going to be bad for all of us. And then they get found out because they can't hide, or somebody fails a check, and they have to fight these things, right? So that's where this.
So does this thing just charge into battle and just go, Beyblade burst?
Yeah, they're a little bit crazy. Hey, what do you reckon about those guys?
Beyblade burst.
You want to see one of those have a go?
Beyblade burst.
All right, sure. All right. So that's what we're doing here. We've got guards that run up and down this thing. We have farm in the walls, and there could be upwards of up to 12 of these, right? Of different size families and groups, and they may want to have these guys working on their sides or not. All right, and they may need to even use the. I'd rather eat the actual aurochs than the meat out of the store, right? So that could be an option for them too. Okay, so.
But then they're just gonna be like,
let's move on. I'm gonna have a very quick grape juice break.
Fermented grape juice.
That's lovely pressed. Have I made a mess this time? No, not this time.
Some splotches.
I don't know what you're talking about. I never see nothing. All right.
Like right there.
Stop bringing attention. All right. Okay.
It's the what's his name?
Moving on. All right. Next, after we exit these cracks in the wall, these farms, right? And they've gone, okay? And we're talking at this point.
Go.
Yeah. This isn't just a couple of 100 feet or whatever. This is kilometers worth of. Hold on, if we're talking in feet, then we have to talk in miles for the people at home. So it's like 1 point. No. It's more than that. That's what I'm saying. It's like 1.6 or something kilometer to a mile, I think, or is it 1.4? Whatever. Shut up. It's something like that. Anyway. The point is that it's miles and miles and miles away. It's like 5, 10, 15 miles, okay? So it's at least maybe in these conditions with making multiple tests and, if you want to push it, it's possible to march, I think, up to 18 miles, to march 18 miles in normal conditions with heavy loads. And this is in difficult conditions with possibly heavy loads. Trying to make saves not to fall off the side of a mountain. So, this thing, let's see, we'll put it at about 20 miles away, all right? So we'll have 20 miles worth of march, and we'll put it to about difficult terrain where it's probably going to take 2 days worth of march, all right? So, I'm going to write that up here. After 2 days, all right? And so they can go in and see different farms, little holes in the wall.
Not a lot of wiggle room of...
2 days of a heavy, dangerous march along the side of these mountain, these volcanoes. All right. They're going to come to a river. All right. So they're coming and they're doing the march down the side, and they come down here. Right. They come off the side of this mountain, and then they're going to come to a water flow. Okay. Right. Riverway. This river. They have to
swim now.
Swim, you reckon? You're gonna try and swim through? You're gonna try and swim through the river Styx. That's a bold choice. It's not one I would probably take. I mean, if you just jump in first and everybody can watch how that goes. I mean, I wouldn't stop you. in game, you probably wouldn't be told that this is the River Styx outright. You'd probably have to have done some research or found out from the the people, right? But essentially, this is the River Styx. It flows from the start of the plains, right? The evil plains on the bottom there, and flows through multiple of the evil plains, the nine hells and the abyss and all this stuff, right? And hits them all in different places. And this is one of them, all right? So this is the River Styx, okay? And of course, the only way you kind of get around on the River Styx is
2 death coins.
yeah, but paid to you're selling it short. Who gets them to ride to who's the captain of the ride? Death. Okay, Death is actually what they kind of look like. They're actually loths. They're Ugolots as well. All right, and within this world and the within the lore, okay. The lore, they are types of lots. Let's have a look. So we've talked about these Nika lots. We've put one in there at least. Okay, we'll probably have another one later on. We've already got these Metaloths in as some guards. We'll probably see those later on. Durgaloths, we're going to leave those. Okay. Let me see. No, we don't need one of those yet. We're going to have a hag a little later on because these hags like to work with the Ugoloths and they got a lot of history going back a fair way. And this hag we didn't include last time, so this is for upcoming stuff. There's a shrine we want to put in. Where is the
Morenoloth?
Let me see. I thought I had one that actually had
It's the Marinoloth.
It's it is the Marinoloth. There's I thought I actually had a piece of paper with it on though, unless I actually wrote it down as an actual thing on here, but I don't think I did. Did you find it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That one. What are they called?
Marinoloth. Merrenolos.
Okay, so what's their CR?
3.
Okay, yeah, they're not that whatever hard because they just got one job to do, right? And it's not that hard a job, but you still have to if you want to get down here, you either have to pay the toll, whatever it's going to be, or you take the boat, okay? And you try and you have to row the boat down yourself, right? And it's not very big, and it's going to be dangerous. And unless you have one of your proficiencies is tools, pilot water vehicles, then you're going to suck. So good luck with that. And if you fall over into the River Styx, okay, so the River Styx itself is if you
I mean, how bad could it possibly be?
A mouthful, you'll lose a day's, so a mouthful of the water, you're going to lose a day's of your life, right? Memory.
What days?
Lose a day's memory, right? If you swallow a gulp, say you fall in there and have a big gulp, you might lose a month or a year, right? If you fall in there and you are flailing for ages as the whole group tries to get you out and you almost drown in there, all right, you might forget all your entire life. Okay, so this is, it's not anything to be kind of laughed at. This is a serious deal, right? So we have the Marinoloth. Yeah. Okay, so hopefully you pay, and if you don't pay, the other thing is you threaten this guy. I'm pretty sure there's something in there. No, there's a thing in here. Have a look. Is there a Hydroloth? Is there a water one called a Hydroloth? Where have you got? You're looking for it. How'd you find it?
I'll look in the H section.
Is it alphabetical, this one? Because it's not by the other one's set to Ugoloths as a group, and I wish they would be consistent with how they organize their books, just as a I think so. Am I imagining thing? Hydroloth. Look at that little friend. What's the RC?
9.
There's your challenge.
That thing will murder you.
Yeah, okay. So you go to harass this guy, and you don't want to pay, and you start a fight with the Marinoloth because you think, oh, what's it going to do with this one little dude?
Then this Hydroloth jumps up out of the water.
Right. Okay.
It's like a
And
siren, but worse.
yeah. Okay. So this isn't an easy challenge by any means, right? It's meant to be something serious. Okay.
It just
Take it
goes
seriously,
whee.
right? This is a river Styx. This isn't for the faint-hearted here. All right. I mean, what they might have ways to fly by now. They might be able to just say, "Oh, we decided to fly over the river,"
We just
and it's
drink
like, okay, sure.
fly potions.
No, okay, sure. How long do those last for?
10 minutes.
Okay, it's 4 hours of travel.
I mean,
That's what I mean. Okay. So what are you going to do in 10 minutes? You're going to look for the place to land as you get around a couple of corners? There's nowhere to land. Start making rolls. Oh, what you thought it was DC 16? It's now DC 22 to try and perch on the side of a mountain where you are now stuck, waiting for the next Marinoloth to come and rescue you and pay the toll. Right? And maybe they won't ever come. You see? So that's what I've got. So we've got after 2 days of heavy and dangerous march. We're gonna get to this
like
point.
this thing can cast spells.
Yeah. Don't mess with this thing. That's why they're CR9. It's not just their hit points or their armor class. Hell, and their armor class isn't even great, and their hit points are pretty shabby as well. I'd want to if it was just a single encounter, you'd want to either double that or whatever, because this thing can be burst down. To be honest, the thing that makes it scary is it's hiding in the water. It's going to pop up, and then it's got some spell casting and stuff like that. Look, steals your memory. You're going to be lucky to make it out of this water. Like even
with
knowing
all your memory.
Yeah. Don't even worry about that.
So say you leveled up, right? And this thing stole your memory for a day, and you leveled up and you were a wizard.
You never had that level. Never happened.
What?
That's old school, actually. This is old school. Yeah, lose levels, go back. I take it away. You were a level 9, yeah, but I got hit by that vampire. Yeah, remember that vampire? You lost a level, right? That used to be a thing. They'd level drain you. And even stuff like Greater Restorations wouldn't give those levels back. You had to go out and re-earn them.
Grind.
Yeah, and that's what these kids these days couldn't play those rules, right? They'd be like, I don't want to play. What do you mean you took my god off me as a paladin who decided to kill the innocent child because I needed that thing? What? And now I don't have any spells? Oh, I quit, man.
That child was actually a being of
Yes. The child at the 8th level of the dungeon was a greater devil, but you should have found that out first before you swung the hammer. That's why he lost your powers.
Him to death.
All right. Look, Gus is getting closed in. But Gus might be in some trouble. Can't see it. Gus is getting, look, they're all doing the voodoo dance around Gus. All right. Anyway, so keep me playing. Okay. So this is the situation. Quite a difficult encounter, right? So we have encounters up and down the side of the mountain. Then when they get here, it's like, oh, we've got a river to deal with, all right? But it's got its own problems, and it's got its own solutions, all right? Okay, it's got a way out. Just pay the toll, whatever the bloody toll is. Just pay it, all right? And it's going to be 4 miles? 4 miles worth of thing? Let me see. Actually, I was going to say it was about 4 hours worth of travel, and 4 hours travel at 60 feet movement is probably going to get you, if you want. It's going to be about a half a mile's worth of travel down the river. All right, so it's going to be so we're going to say 1/2 to 1 mile worth of windy river Styx travel. So longer than just 10 minutes worth of flight spell. Okay, worth of travel down this road. And by road I mean river Styx. And then what did I get to?
The other side.
The bank on the other side, right?
Is it just gonna be a bunch of souls again?
This is going to be a place where it's going to be like an open area with nothing in it, so they can have a break and a place to rest and no problem. There's going to be sort of like a fall off to the other side, right? There's going to be cliff face here because this is the start of the cliffs again, right? But there's going to be enough of a room, and they're going to have enough peace here. I would allow them at least easy a 1 hour break. If they wanted to have like a long rest or anything, then they're definitely going to have set up some guards to make sure that they're not disturbed by the what are the other guys called? The Mizaloths and the Durgaloths or whatever, right? Anything that's prowling or patrolling down this area. But it's somewhat the somewhat safe
Somewhat.
I will spit the words out. I swear. The somewhat safe space. All right.
The somewhat safe space.
Yeah. Because there's no true safe space. Don't ever let it be said. This is my safe space. Well, what about my safe space? Well, okay, sure.
I
So
put down a hut of
I,
hut.
I crawl into my own tiny lemon's tiny hut, and this is my safe space. Yeah, sure.
I mean, that is a safe space.
All right. All right, very good. So we just have the other side of the riverbank here, and it's enough room that they have somewhere to rest, at least for an hour or so, give or take, before they move on. Okay, so they could have even, you could probably put outlying farms if you wanted more cracks in the wall, or if you wanted other families, or if you wanted to introduce some other stuff, right? But assuming all of that, we are going to move on down the crack in the wall. They're going to come across what looks like one of the farmyards, all right, one of the little farm caves. Yeah, I'm not sure what we're going to call those, the farm caves.
The farms.
The farm and the walls. And they get this jagged bit here, right? They're going to find another one. And inside this area here, they're going to have goblin camp, all right?
Don't go hugging the mushrooms.
There's no mushrooms.
No mushrooms?
Yeah, okay, so make that, okay, so there's no mushrooms, all right? Not yeah, because we recently played a game where there was goblins and mushrooms, and you hug the mushrooms, and the mushrooms are a bad thing. And
the goblins killed me.
And then the goblins, they didn't kill you; they put you to death saves. And I, as the loving father, not your father in game, but father here, and playing the support role always, and mindful being the healer, playing my celestial warlock without Eldritch Blast, because who would? I got you up as soon as I could off the ground. There was no threat, and we finished that encounter. And you learned. Did you learn any lessons?
Don't dive into a trapdoor.
Don't dive down the trapdoor. And
don't
go have the mushrooms, because you are going to get shot by the goblins. All right. Yeah, this goblin camp, there's no mushrooms, and there's no goblins.
No goblin?
Okay, they look like goblins.
What is a goblin camp?
Yeah, it is. All right. What these things are is, all right, I got these written down here somewhere.
That's the worst goblin camp ever.
The worst goblin camp ever. You're right. I did write it down somewhere. You can imagine, I wonder where some of these pieces of paper did go, and if I even put them into this book, because I could have put them into the other. No, it's not on that one. Was it on this one? No. They are called, where are they? They're in this book. I will find them. And that's all. Because I want to get the pronunciation a little bit correct.
Good job.
Okay. All right. They start with a B. And then they got an A out there. Barghest. Bargeist. I didn't even look at the page number. Barghest. All right. 60. Now, these things come from this realm. All right. Specifically. They come from here. Right? And so this is their native plane. You usually find them out on the prime material plains trying to hunt for goblins because look, they like to look like goblins, all right? And why? Because they like to trap them and steal their souls, because the goblin god and their goblin kin did this guy's god and their kin dirty, right? They owed him a debt and they didn't pay up on it. So the Yugoloths on this plane, either the Ultraloth or the head Yugoloth, right, the general himself, they did make these guys to forevermore hide and look like goblins. That's their only shape-shifting ability, and steal their like kids and their souls of their kids and their stuff, and work their way up. And
so do these things just suck the souls out of goblins?
Yeah. So this is a group that are trying to earn their way back to the material plane to try and get more goblin souls because they got sent back here.
Insert Minecraft drinking sound.
Okay. So that's what a Barghest is. All right. Yeah, see, look, the general of Gehenna, it even says it in here. And he gave them special Yugoloths, right? But then, like, when it came time to, like, pay off their deal, they reneged on it. So he made these things go after them and chase them, all right? So there are Barghest, all right?
Barghest.
Yeah. I'm going to write this here. Only Barghest.
Barghest.
I'm just say it like that forever now, okay? And it equals no mushrooms, no goblins. And they hide up in a camp here around a campfire, all right? So it's kind of like that situation in The Hobbit with trolls, right? And they had to get past them, and they like tricked them into whatever. Okay, like revealing. Like in that one, they tricked them to staying out in the sunlight. In this one, maybe someone can trick them into revealing their true forms, or maybe some. What
Feed
is
it the
it?
goblin.
Someone with
Feed
yeah.
it the goblin.
Wow. Maybe they think they're just going in. I mean, like this is the thing. If there are like the idea is that there has to be 5. All right, 5 to 6 of these. Okay, because that provides actually quite a deadly, hard to deadly fight, all right, versus a party. Okay, now
Of 4.
of 4 balanced. All right, but it won't be. They'll have a whole whoever they brought with them still, and whatever items and stuff they've been able to get their hands on. Right. Anyway, 5 to 6 of these. If you saw them just as goblins, you're gonna be like, wipe them out, right? You know, right? Just I start swinging first. It's just goblins. It's just another thing that's living on this place that I don't like. Meanwhile, if you try that on in this situation,
And then they jump at
play
you.
my trap card, right?
I use my trap card.
Oh, and guess what? I think that's it. Day 138, room 138. That's where we're up to today.
Well,
I'll have to try and draw the goblin camp up a little bit better, so it actually looks like a camp with a fireplace in the middle. All right, but that's what these beasts are doing here.
Well,
yeah. Thanks for
watching.
Yeah, sticking with us, and
Do the thing.
yeah, no hassles. Catch you next time. Stay weird and stuff.